A perfect hit to the hoodlum's head left everyone dumbfounded, but they quickly realized fists were swinging and the counterattack was on. But Hart effortlessly dodged their attacks, and as everyone swarmed him, he wielded his black umbrella with the grace of a dance. Chubby Guy attempted a sneak attack with a beer bottle, but the umbrella handle zap locked him tight. In less than 2.5 minutes, all the little hoodlums were on the ground, and just as one woke up to draw a gun, Hart quickly opened his black umbrella, effortlessly blocking all attacks. Facing an angry man, Hart twisted the umbrella handle, activated flight mode, and the guy spun around a couple of times before fainting like a cartoon character. As the bar owner was to call the police, Hart flicked his watch. The boss fell from the tranquilizer, leaving Tarren, the witness, stunned. Tarren was completely enchanted by this suave, dapper gentleman in a suit. He agreed to take over his dad's gig and become a charming secret agent. Then they headed into the tailoring shops. Hart casually tapped the mirror, and suddenly, the floor began to sink slowly like a scene from a magic show as he shared some important secrets with Tarren. Kingsman consists of 13 members, a classic yet mysterious organization, and all their code names are drawn from King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. This group isn't tied to any nation, focusing on justice. Soon, they arrived underground, facing a long-waiting high-speed train. This is the Kingsman's exclusive ride, and in the blink of an eye, the train zipped across miles to another secret base. Tarren got his first glimpse of the Kingsman's power. There were 8 other candidates here. Instructor Merlin pointed out that only one could snag the coveted Lancelot position. And no, this wasn't just a prank. It was a matter of life and death. However, candidates dismissed Merlin's words as military scare tactics for rookies. That night, the dorm floor leaked. Tarren, just about to doze off, was jolted awake by a sudden chill. When he turned on the light, he was shocked to find his bed was already underwater. At this rate, the dorm would soon be underwater, and panic spread like wildfire among everyone. Charlie, slow to catch on, suggested breathing through the toilet. The water submerged them instantly. They all immediately swam to the bathroom, quickly tore off the showerhead, and stuck the hose into the toilet, improvising a makeshift breathing tube. But Tarren didn't wait. He swam to the door to open the exit, yet it wouldn't move under immense water pressure. Seeing this, Tarren swam to others, who were alert, thinking he'd steal their tubes. Little did they know, Tarren just swam past them, heading towards the glass window. Then he started pounding on the glass like a desperate fish, and ensuring Merlin was watching, Merlin walked over with a smirk. Tarren, who had been to the cop shop a few times, keenly realized this mirror might just be a two-way one. Though it was a bit risky, his hunch turned out to be spot on. But Merlin wasn't impressed. In his eyes, everyone besides Tarren had flunked, because they were too busy trying to save their own skins to remember the most crucial thing, the lives of their teammates. For a team-oriented organization like the Kingsman, that was a fatal error. Obviously, the first warning was no bluff. After several tests and gun training, only 6 made it to skydiving. Initially, all thought it a simple jump, but Merlin's words sent chills down their spines. Nobody knew who would be the unlucky one, and while their bodies dropped at high speed, Tarren quickly gathered his wits and suggested they pair up to ensure everyone. But as they neared the ground, one poor candidate panicked and opened their chute too soon, tipping them from even to odd numbers, sending everyone into a tizzy. Calmly, Tarren swiftly switched tactics, had everyone circle up, hold hands, and open parachutes together. New teamwork was key to the test, only thus could everyone survive. With 30 seconds left, they opened parachutes together. In the end, only Tarren and Susan remained. He hugged her, and as the parachute opened, they landed safely. This test eliminated 3 more. Time passed, yet felt dissatisfied. Why was he the one without a parachute? Was his life less valued? But Merlin didn't let him stew too long. With the wave of his hand, he opened Tarren's parachute. Turns out he had a functioning one all along as a reward. The 3 of them got to adopt a puppy as a companion, and Tarren picked the smallest skateboard dog. Soon, the next challenge rolled around. This time, the mission sounded simple. Trick the woman in the photo into a room, but little did they know, this seemingly straightforward task took a twist as they arrived at the bar, ready to execute their plan. Suddenly dizziness overcame them. Unbeknownst to them, the drinks had been spiked, and when Tarren woke up again, he found himself tied to the tracks, with the distant sound of a train horn blaring. A figure in black questioned Tarren about their identities and objectives, threatening that the other 2 had already been flattened by the train for their chatter. Faced with the interrogation, Tarren bravely insisted he knew nothing, refusing to spill the beans. As the train drew closer, Hart made his entrance. With Tarren safe and sound, it turned out this whole test was about loyalty to the organization. Poor Charlie, through his fear, spilled everything, leaving only Tarren and Susan to pass the test. Hart, Tarren's recommander, was quite pleased with her recent performance and took her to a suit shop. On the surface, it looked like a high-end bespoke suit shop, but in reality, it was one of the Kingsman's secret weapon depots, hiding an array of high-tech gadgets. from poison-coated hideouts to remote-control toxin pens, and rings emitting 50,000 volts instantly. Subtitles, all kinds of high-tech gears were available. If Tarren passed the final test, he'd become a top Kingsman like his dad. Finally, the assessment day arrived, and Tarren met Arthur, the leader of the Kingsmen. Faced with killing a loved one or becoming a Kingsman, Tarren chose the former without hesitation. Stay tuned for more thrilling adventures and battles, and make sure to subscribe.